Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Brandon. I am the designer and the founder of this channel. And today we're going to talk about iOS 14. Now, the last video I did that was similar to this was talking about the Mac version, Big Sur, and basically how the design and the new redesign of Big Sur is impactful. What does it mean for the future of Apple design? What does it mean for the design in general? And today I thought it'd be the turn of iOS 14. So, iOS 14. It came out the same time as Big Sur on the stage at WWDC, well, the virtual stage. And it is heralded as one of the biggest updates to iOS for a long time, if not forever. There's a lot of changes. Most of them are very visual and very in your face. So you have the new widgets on the home screen. So it's the first time the home screen can host something other than apps. You've got lots of new things like app clips, digital car key, redesigned Siri, the works. It's been overhauled, but the question has arisen lately: is Big Sur design going to creep into iOS? Now, that's a very good question because iOS and macOS are very synonymous for being very similar to each other. So since macOS Lion, they've both been basically symmetrical. One of them gets an update and then a year later the other one gets an adapted version of what the other one got the year before. And obviously still remaining true to their form, so the Mac is still quintessentially Mac, it's still a desktop operating system. Obviously a lot of the things that are on Mac have been adapted from iOS, but that's more of a continuity point of view. It's not really like a touchscreen iOS version for the desktop. I think Apple have done really well where Microsoft kind of went a bit wrong with Windows 8. Maintaining synchronized platforms, but each one of those platforms has a common purpose, has a really domestic purpose on that platform. So tvOS, watchOS, iOS, macOS, they are all based off the same groundwork. They're still based off macOS, but the feature set, the design, the way you interact with them is very individual. And even still, they all feel the same, but they all feel a bit different as well. And it's very hard to create something like that. So I think Apple are top of the park when it comes to this sort of thing. So yeah, a lot of people, when they saw Big Sur, they were like, wow, is Big Sur a hint of what's to come with iOS in the year's time? I don't know. I've got a feeling maybe some of the iconography will come onto iOS, but I think it was actually the other way around. My view and my opinion is that iOS has been getting Big Sur updates, but in a very drop-like manner, just like little droplets here and there. And then Big Sur is Apple's big whoosh. This is our grand plan. This is what we've been working towards. We just haven't seen it yet. And the main things you can see that from is when you look at the iOS 7 controls, and then you look at iOS 10 controls, because from iOS 10 onwards, you could see subtle shifts, subtle changes in the system itself. So the dials, the tabs went from completely flat blue and white to then white, grey, and then like a drop shadow underneath. And it was like, oh, shadows are coming back to iOS. iOS 7 axed all the shadows and skeuomorphism of iOS 6. And then in came flat, high contrast UI elements. But then from iOS 10, you had drop shadows coming back to some degree with the tiny controls. And then the big lettering came, Apple Music was the first app in iOS 10 to get redesigned with this brand new design with the big titles on all the apps. Then iOS 11 came a year later, and then everything was big titles. All the apps have been redesigned to some degree. They all have more shadows in them, they all have more kind of Big Sur-y type updates. And I feel that Big Sur is a combination of all of this change, bam, onto the Mac, because you guessed it, all the elements that went to drop shadows in iOS are now found in Big Sur. So not all of them, some of them are flat, but a lot of them have come from UI elements in iOS. So will there be an iOS redesign next year? I'm not too sure. I do think we are due a design refresh if we're going to go by the same span of updates. So iOS 7 has come along, and then that redesigned everything. The previous updates before that, they all had the same design. We're on iOS 14 now. We've had 7 years of this iOS 7 design. Maybe we will see a redesign with the iOS. I'm not too sure. But I do feel we're going to have some adapted icons and some adapted things from Big Sur come over to iOS. And mainly in the form of the icons. Because the icons in Big Sur are very iOS-like anyway, so they're very similar. Obviously, the Mac-only apps aren't similar because, they're Mac-only apps, so they're not on the iOS. But the messages icon, the FaceTime icon, the Maps icon, they are very similar. They just have more defined shadows. So maybe we will see that next year, but I'm not too sure. We will have to wait and see what Apple is cooking up in the backdrop of Apple Park. We'll have to wait and see. But that's my take. If you have any different suggestions or ideas, do let me know and let's have a conversation in the comments. I'll always reply to your comments. So have a little debate down below and we'll see where we go from there. But I'm going to stop this video here because a lot of the things overlap with my previous Big Sur video, so I'll add some link to it, some either below or on the screen somewhere, so you can have a look and see a more expanded version of those two comments. But that is what I feel about iOS. Let me know if you agree, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm only a few away from 200, so definitely subscribe, that would be wonderful. I have a lot more videos coming. I filmed quite a few how-tos. I have a few more videos like this coming as well. I'm just editing through them all and planning when to drop them and stuff. So definitely one a week will definitely be coming, maybe a couple more, we'll see. But yeah, keep an eye out on the channel, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!